Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me, coach. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Get off our lawn.
Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Thank you for joining us today. What are you already laughing for?
I don't think you you're paying attention between the products and our actual our intro. There's about like a 2-second gap where I clicked on it and it didn't click. I'm like,
it's okay. I was doing my thing, so it's okay. The turd in the background says, "Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Is this the last episode of 2022? Shit, I don't know. But everyone else is going on vacation. All I want for Xmas is a box of KY and a real doll that looks like Greg." Oh, yuck. That's gross, man. Ugh, that gave me the willies. That's gross. And yes, this show, we do discuss things like that. So if you have children in the room, you might want to remove them. Because we get criticism, Brett. You see that one guy on the comments, he's like, these guys, all they do is talk about cocks and balls and reach arounds because that's what they like. Yeah, I do like.
welcome to the Straight Red Card, buddy.
Love reach arounds, especially late at night when you come home from a bar with some chick that not that attractive. Reach arounds are fantastic. All right. So I did notice the other day when I was at Myers, this young lady, she was like 30 years old, and she had shaven her eyebrows off.
That's dumb.
And then she had applied fake eyebrows about an inch higher than eyebrows belong on her forehead. And I thought, what the fuck? Now, if she had some disease or something and her eyebrows just fell off,
Yeah,
I get it.
Now I feel guilty.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what happened. She looked relatively healthy and had her full head of hair. And I'm sure she had some down there unless she shaved it. So I'm just wondering, is this a new thing? Because I hope it's not.
She's doing the shaved eyebrows so you can just pencil them in or something like that?
I guess.
She was in a rush and she forgot to pencil them in.
If you have real fucking eyebrows, why would you shave your eyebrows off and pencil them in? What's the point of that? It looks awful. I'm sorry. Just look at Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she looks awful anyhow, but
I find all this offensive right now because I have no eyebrows, as you can see.
Yeah, at least you didn't pencil some on. Like some,
Start shaving my beard and just start super gluing it above my face.
Like some vain weirdo, Well, I gotta pencil my eyebrows on. What the fuck? If you got real eyebrows, just use those, folks. That's all I gotta say. I don't know what this whole fake eyebrow thing is. This fake nail shit.
That's how Texas, apparently.
Fake wigs. Like, just be real. Be yourself. Okay, that's my taste. Some guys like all the makeup and the fucking long weird-ass fingernails and all that shit. Some guys must like it. Some guys must like it or it wouldn't exist. Right? Right?
True enough.
Or maybe women think this is what we like, and most of us really don't really like it that much. At least I don't. All right, stop the fake shit. That's hashtag. Oh, by the way, I am on Twitter now. Brett made me an account because I wouldn't let me make one.
Yeah. So I'm driving to go pick up my daughter from daycare, and Derek texted me, goes, I can't fucking make this Twitter account. It keeps denying me. This is the third time. He sends me a screen cap of it. It's like, you've been denied or whatever. I'm like, are you using an old email account that you've already used once? And he's like, I've done that. I've done a new account. I'm like, do you want me to set you up on Twitter, Derek? He goes, oh, that'd be great. I appreciate that.
I'm like, thank God, please do it.
It took me longer to actually make the email account than it was to actually create the account.
Yeah, I bet. And then you named me Boomer Richie.
Boomer Richie.
That was
Boomer Derek was already taken. So
I'm not a boomer. I am from Generation X. Just to be clear, not a boomer.
It's more of an indictment with your inability to utilize technology.
I use it all the time. I get on here and I can spank it like with no problem.
He gets on, his mic doesn't work, and then he has to spend 25 minutes because his computer is a piece of crap.
That's the other laptop, though. I stopped using that. We're using the good one again. So it was all the laptop, not me. All right. Joseph Johannes says, good morning, Derek and Breck. I'm from Indonesia.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. Here we go. Cheers to Indonesia. That's a big, long, twisty kind of country. Lots of stuff going on there.
True enough.
Mm-hmm. We'll get into geography later.
Chris asked.
I had one. It's still there. I just don't remember the password. I don't remember what email I set it up with. I have no fucking clue.
What's funny is after I set up his account, I went in to look for Derek Ritchie's, and three of them popped up as like, TSRC Derek, which was yours.
That's me. Yep.
And then there was like Derek Ritchie 1, Derek _Ritchie 1. And,
those are not
Derek,
me.
Are these the ones you kept failing on?
No.
Derek, I think what happened is Derek accidentally made 3 Twitter accounts, and now Elon's going to go in and bust all of his balls by deleting all those bots.
Or maybe not, because as far as I understood, some poll that Elon put out on Twitter that I saw in the threads said he's going to quit if the vote tells him to. Whatever.
Either he had somebody lined up from the get-go, or there's going to be some stupid loophole. It's a Twitter poll.
Yeah, it was a weird Twitter poll though, to see. And so far on Twitter,
it came out after they made a rule where basically any Twitter account going in there and saying, "Hey, follow me on this social media, follow me on this social media." Basically, that's all they do is they just take people and say, "Go here instead."
Mm-hmm.
It resulted in a banned account. And a bunch of people were pissed off about that because there are a bunch of people like YouTubers that utilize Twitter for saying, hey, check out this video on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Hey, go follow me here on Instagram and listen to this. They don't necessarily spend all day communicating with people on Twitter. And they're like, well, wait a second, I'm going to get banned on this? I mean, as much as you may dislike Twitter, it is still an active portal with millions and billions of people.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't met them all yet. I don't know if I want to, but so far so good. I called a soccer writer a ball gargler. No ban for calling him a ball gargler.
He came back with some decent responses to some people and some stuff. I feel like he should be like the only person you follow because he has such hot takes.
I do follow him now.
Yeah,
but yes, I got away with that. I said that
you can also say silly goose on Twitter. No concerns there.
No problem there. I did say that the former FIFA boss Sepp Blatter smelled like sausage. That passed, not a problem. And I said Infantino lacks creativity in the bedroom. All of these things were acceptable, and so far
it is missionary all the time.
Really creative in other ways, but not in the bedroom, Infantino. And his name. A guy like that can't have a big whopper down there. It's got to be quite small. All right. But he makes up for it in other areas. His charm. No, he doesn't. Let's start with, while we're on Infantino. Oh, we're going to do that. I was going to get the Infantino part over with today.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know I forgot that we were doing the club stuff.
That's okay. I'll just get it over with because, he did announce the big FIFA Club World Cup, and Infantino is all about fucking money. And I thought Seb made a really good point. Instead of coming up with all these creative bullshit tournaments for the men, how about coming up for one with the women? Because they're the one that really need an extra tournament. They really do. They need another way to make money. Because there isn't a women's Club World Cup. Why not make that? Why don't you start there? We're going to jump from 6 teams in the Club World Cup to 32, and then you had Jamie Carragher coming out saying this is the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Liverpool should opt out and just say right now we're not doing it if it happens. That seems like a lot of games, but you know what? FIFA is going to make a lot of money, maybe, on this tournament. So that's the whole point. Make money. TV rights are always big, you'll get someone
outside
who's
of
gonna
outside of the final four. I don't think I've ever seen any other club World Cup Club World Cup. Words difficult.
Words are hard.
Yeah.
No, I've watched several, and I kind of like the concept, but I think 32 teams is ridiculous. That's too many teams. I mean, if you want to get everybody in there, I guess that's one way to get everybody in there.
Making it an actual World Cup.
But it seems extreme to go from 6 to 32. How about we jump it up to 16 or maybe 24 before we go all the way to 32? I don't know. I don't work at FIFA.
So this is what I was wondering when you're talking about the women's tournament. I mean, I know that obviously England has at least a handful of women's team that I know of, and I see regularly brought up on things. I know obviously Barcelona. I know a lot of the
Germany,
big clubs have the women's teams.
Norway, Sweden, Denmark. Every country has. Fucking Slovenia has their own women's league. Everyone's got one, except for maybe like certain, countries where women aren't allowed to do anything but wear masks and hoods and walk around and shut up and not drive cars. I don't know. Those might be the only countries that don't have a women's team, but a lot of them have them now. So have club teams, So
I'm with you, Brian. Yeah. Well,
all right. Fuck us then. Fuck what then?
He said that. Are there really that many women's teams out there? And that's the same thing I was saying. And then you're like, oh yeah, everybody's got women's teams.
They do.
There's women's team here and there's women's team there. And
my parents have a neighbor girl who went to go play in Europe, and she's currently playing in North Macedonia on a professional team. Now she says the professionalism thing is questioned because it's like playing high school soccer because that's the stadium size. That's the field quality. She's like, I don't know why I came here. The coach hates me. And anyhow, not to get into my neighbor's child, but she is over there plying her trade.
That was really weird. That was a really weird wording there.
Child?
Not daughter? To get into my neighbor's child.
Daughter.
Don't get in there at all, Derek.
Dude, she's not a child. Obviously, she is of age, and had we got together, it would have been okay. I mean, not to everybody else.
It was just weird wording. That's all.
It's just because I got 30 years on her. But so that would have been a little odd. But anyhow, my neighbor wouldn't have liked it probably. But then he's trying to pass his fucking sister off on me. So maybe he doesn't mind. No, seriously, that really happened. He wanted to set up a date between me and his sister when he was over for dinner with my parents. I said, no, that ain't happening. Not happening. But he went on. He was drunk and intoxicated. He went on for a half an hour trying to convince me. I'm like, no, not happening. Okay, so fucking Infantino's the basic bottom line. The guy is only better than Blatter in the sense that so far we haven't heard of any, massive corruption yet. But he's still a small-minded prick. All right. Go ahead. I think you had something you want to put up there.
Yes. Guys.
Oh, yes.
Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
We're set to get the story. The actual story of Derek and the doll.
As animated by Brett. And
yes.
as edited by me. And then we did some.
I had to use my imagination at times.
For what parts?
All of them.
Just the parts where the doll gets me.
I didn't know what type of interchangeable parts she had. So.
Yeah. Well. So anyhow, that's coming. That's coming. Yes, it's a Christmas story. Make sure you put that extra S after that Christmas part. It's a Christmas story. So that'll be coming. I decided to do my first order of our new sponsor, and we're going to get their logo up next time, and that is Hello Mood. Hello Mood. If you haven't seen those commercials, you might see them on our show. I saw them last week, and so they're going to sponsor a show. I guess because I think I get high while I do the show. Anyhow,
His eyes aren't red enough.
that could be why. But anybody know if you've done Hello Mood? Let us know down in the comments. Was it good? They got the gummies. They got the sort of, I don't know what it's called. It's something B. I don't know. It's a chemical from the actual plant. Is it any good? I don't know. I'm getting a free sample. It's being sent to me for it's a $40 sample for free. So I'm going to try it out. We'll see what happens. And then probably after Christmas, they'll be one of our sponsors. What are you looking so quizzical?
It's like you're like, hey, here's our new sponsor. We'll get the thing up next time. They're sending me a sample.
Well, I engaged with them online. So do you want some? I can drop some off for you and EB. Well, for EB.
I was going to say.
Not for you.
EB might appreciate.
I'd do that for EB. I really would. So, okay. What next? Do you have something next?
I've got some transfer news.
Okay, you got transfer news.
I got transfer news.
I got more stuff, but I'll hold on.
This is the non-talking points of the show, but this is still talking points.
Okay.
Liverpool. This is from the Daily Mail. So just read that.
Transfer talk. Priority is to sign Jude Bellingham from Borussia Dortmund in the summer. Well, that's more likely than the winter. But they remain open to loan deals, possibly including Weston McKennie of Juventus, which could bolster Klopp's aspirations of reclaiming a Champions League place. Also in for Dortmund's Sufa Mukoko. I can barely read that. It's kind of small. But Weston McKennie to Liverpool.
It sounded like you're reading Mukoko's name as if it was like a Mitch Desi's name.
Kind of.
Second. Is there something there?
You suck my coco.
Oh, I just clicked on. Go away.
No porn.
It could have been.
Could have been. Weston to Liverpool. All right. Well,
we know there's the Weston Tottenham rumors at the wazoo.
This article says this could bolster Klopp's aspirations of reclaiming a Champions League place. Do you think that McKennie is going to make that kind of gigantic difference for Liverpool? Is that where they're really shitty? Is in midfield? I don't know.
Well, they are looking at McKennie and Bellingham in this situation because it's all one sentence. Literally, the entire thing is one sentence.
So what? You got Henderson, and then you got the 2 8s being McKennie and Bellingham. I guess that'd be pretty good. I mean, it sounds good, but who are we beating out right now in Liverpool in the midfield? All I know is Henderson. It's all I can remember right now.
I don't follow Liverpool, so I don't know.
I don't follow them either, so I don't know either. I only watched games when they're the only game on TV. I don't pay much attention, actually.
It's bound to happen, Em. It's bound to happen.
Pornhub. What's the new one I tried? Spank World? Spank something? Spank? Starts with Spank? It's one of the,
I don't know.
It's one of the top 5 rated porn sites. So I tried it. I just tested it out last week. Anyhow, it was good. Next, rumor.
I was going to say, hold on. Chris Gary says Weston should stay at Juve until they're extinct later this year. That would make him significantly cheaper to sell. I'm sure teams are probably looking at that. Because, I mean, if Juve is going down, they may be like, well, let's offload what we can.
We got to dump everything. Yeah. So a lot of people will probably wait till the summer for McKennie if they're really trying to, get a good deal on McKennie. Spank bang.
Or is it Spank Bank?
No, it's Spank Bang. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Thank you, Erling Haaland. And wow, we're just amazed you're on the show. And we appreciate you watching all the way from Germany. No, I mean England. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're at Man City now. Oh, yuck. Man City. Can't stand that team. All right. What else we got as rumors? We got any more rumors?
Those are all the rumors I have.
That's it?
Yeah. There's not. Twitter's been quiet since the World Cup ended. I mean, it's all been Messi and Mbappe news.
This is gonna be a short show.
Probably. Don't worry.
Because all I got is fucking bullshit to talk about tonight. Like why butter's not that bad for you. I could get into that.
Well, you're the one that came up with the Pulisic leaving Chelsea, so I would hope that you'd have some form of news on that.
No, I really don't. It's the same bullshit. It just sounds like Pulisic wants to leave now.
Well, that's different because Pulisic was always in the camp of wanting to stay.
Yeah, the rumors are he's actually told his agent, I really do want to leave Chelsea. So that's a big move. That's not something the wording I heard was he is now willing to hear other avenues and options is the language sort of I heard. Not like, get me the fuck out of here or anything like that. Like he'll stay at Chelsea if the offers aren't good.
Well, I mean, obviously the rumor mill has him linked to just about every big club known to man.
Yeah.
Whether there's any realistic options there, nobody knows. Very, very few options because the money is a big concern here.
I'd go for Newcastle, dude. That's a hot team.
So, and you also of recent, you also had Man City wanting to get on a loan. But I thought I read somewhere that Chelsea.
Where is he going to play for Man City? Like
Man U.
Oh, Man U. Even Man U.
I don't know.
Who's going to drop dead so he gets to play?
They were interested, okay. But I thought I read somewhere that Chelsea were not interested in loaning him or selling him to anybody in the Premier League.
Yeah, I wouldn't I'd take that with a grain of salt. I've heard that shit before, and then it happens, you know. Saw that back in the day with Liverpool with the Spanish center forward. Oh yeah, we're not selling him to anyone. Oh, yes we are. We're selling him to Chelsea. So we've seen it before.
So it is possible that the change of mentality of Pulisic of wanting to stay at Chelsea to I'm ready to listen to some options may have stemmed from waiting until the World Cup happened.
Yeah.
And then the change of he may have always been like, oh man, I can't wait to get out of fucking London. This will be great.
Right. But you don't want instability right before the World Cup. So better off just staying where you're at. Yeah. Even if you're getting bit minutes, which is what he was getting.
Yeah.
So this is U.S. men's national team takes. Christian Pulisic for the U.S. men's national team. This World Cup, 1 goal, 2 assists, 10 chances created. Match highest versus Netherlands, Iran, and Wales. 7 dribbles completed. Match highest versus England. And 2 men of the match. Only Mbappe and Messi finished with more. Yeah, but he still didn't make the unlike, remember, who was it?
Donovan made the 2002
That's right.
one.
Yeah.
I knew where you're going with that.
So we haven't seen a whole lot of that since Donovan. Like not a whole lot of American players making the best 11 or the whole
reason I brought this up is because it's just padding the numbers for him to get a possible look. Somebody else may come and knock and say, "Hey, we want Pulisic. Here's the extra money." He had a pretty solid fucking good World Cup.
Yeah, there's that. I'd say that's true. They're trying to messages like that sound like they came from his agent. So, but I don't think his price is really going to go up any.
Oh, I don't think it's going to go up, but I think they're just more. No. There'll be interested people that will be willing to pony up the cash.
I hear about $30 million. That's about where he's at, which is a loss for Chelsea if you don't count all the years he's already played for Chelsea.
He's got to be nearing the end of his contract at this point, right?
So, yeah. The Devil's DNA at the end of the FWC 22 Football World Cup. Is the F necessary?
FIFA World Cup.
Is it necessary though?
No, I don't think so.
Why mention FIFA if you don't have to?
Maybe
anyhow,
he sucks FIFA dick. I don't know.
Huh?
Maybe he sucks FIFA dick. I don't know. It's Twitter. Don't ask questions.
FIFA dick. That's like you just need your lips for that. All right. Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe break their way into the top 2 most progressive carries, followed by Croatian midfielder Kovacic. A bit of a surprise, Pulisic makes his way to 4th. I'm not surprised by that. After watching the games, I'm not surprised by that.
Well, he's definitely our focal point, and that's what he does. Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, he made so he had fourth in the World Cup for progressive carries.
Nice.
And of course, obviously, you know where he plays.
Right.
Nothing surprising about that field.
Right.
Obviously Messi's more right-minded, but again, he's all over the place. Mbappe is literally just right or left. This would be like if Weah was like the Mbappe of just like hugging that left side, but he hugs the right side.
It's so funny looking at little Messi's because 90% of those scratch marks go to the left.
Side. Yeah. they're just cutting to the left.
Yeah, it's like, you see a pattern here? When he gets the ball, he puts it on his left foot and goes. So there you go. All right. I'm not sure I've seen, this is Thomas Gowden, I'm not sure I've seen a single attacking statistic where Pulisic isn't ranked among the top attackers at the World Cup. Not sure how many can doubt his value to the U.S. men's national team at this point. No, they shouldn't. He's going to be very important in the coming years. Very important. Absolutely. Because honestly, I really don't think Aaronson, although he's going to get better, he's going to get better tactically. I don't know how much better technically he's going to get. I think he's going to be waiting behind Pulisic. His whole I don't think Aaronson's ever going to overtake Pulisic at this point. I think Aaronson has got a ceiling that I can see. Pulisic, I'm seeing the ceiling already, but it's pretty fucking high. And then
you also have to take into consideration that with the new manager comes new formation, new tactics, new positioning. Aaronson may not be in contention with Pulisic in the future.
Yes, if we play a different formation, he could actually play the position that he's supposed to play, which is center attacking midfielder behind Reyna. So he'll still be on the bench.
Yeah. So
it's you're not winning.
You're going from one person to another there, but yes, right. I'm just saying, yeah.
I mean, as far as ceilings go, we know Reyna has the highest ceiling at this point. Yes. When I say we know, we believe. How's that? We know it. And so we believe it. there you go. That's how that works. But, Reyna could get injured, have an injury-riddled career. Hope not.
Then again, in that same argument, Pulisic has definitely had his fair share of injuries too. Not quite to the degree of Reyna. Right. But he's definitely been out for a period of time. In fact, that's where Aaronson made his name for the national team. Mm-hmm. Was due to a Pulisic injury for like 5 months.
Yeah,
like out.
Exactly. And then, there's still lots of, you still got Weah. I'm not even sure I really know what Weah's ceiling is yet. I mean, he's one of those players that's just really hard to read. Mm-hmm. I know he's fast. I know he can cross. How high is his ceiling? I'm not sure yet. That's one of those players where I don't know the answer yet. I need to watch him play more club ball. To know.
Consistent club ball.
Yeah, because I haven't got to see a whole lot of that. He's been injured so often. Yeah. So it's just hard for me to tell every few games he plays for the U.S. I'm supposed to make a judgment, and it's just not easy to do because there are moments of brilliance, and then there are moments of, he's just not providing us much. Mm-hmm.
But as far as the argument about Aaronson against Pulisic, Reyna, and Weah and all that stuff, the one argument that most people have had as far we looked at this generation, we're like, oh, we got like a starting 11, very solid players, plus 1 or 2 players off the bench that can make the difference. After that, though, one injury aside, all of a sudden things started spiraling down. So that's something we need. We need to have those players on the bench that are the equivalent of Aaronson's or more. I mean, we need to constantly improve. But if we had somebody like of Aaronson's quality at every position on the bench.
Yeah.
So we'd be in a much better position.
Yep. Because, I mean, our backups.
MMA wouldn't have had to play the entire fucking tournament.
Well,
if we had backups.
One of the M's didn't. McKennie didn't.
Oh, he got subbed out. You're right. But, I mean, even then.
But the other 2 did. Yeah. Musa and Adams had to play the whole fucking tournament. Because, who are you going to throw in? Who did we throw in?
No more spots for 5 guys.
Acosta, right?
Yeah.
There aren't going to be any spots for 5 guys in 2026. The tough thing is that the debate is going to be more virulent and more there's going to be more chafing than ever between American fans because we're going to have more young players in Europe playing and there's going to be a debate. Oh, you can't leave Aaronson off the fucking starting lineup.
Yeah.
You kidding me? And then there are going to be other people saying, yes, you can. I'm sorry, you do have to leave him off because Reyna should be starting at that center attacking midfielder spot, the 10. So it's a good problem to have. There are certain positions we're still waiting for that debate to happen.
We could play
Center back.
We could play Pulisic and way at wing back. How about that?
let's pretend. Let's pretend we did, but
Let's
don't.
not.
All right. There was a little kid saying there. I can't remember. Since I didn't live here as a kid, I can't remember it. But people used to say that. Let's pretend we did, and then we don't. What's the saying, Brett? It's an American saying. Let's say we did, but then don't.
Something like that.
Too many years in Germany for me. I lost some of those sayings. I know.
I drink too much, and I kill my brain cells. So
I know lots of German sayings, like a dog from every village. Like if you get a bad hand,
there you go.
playing
Is that right
cards.
there? Let's not say we did.
There we go. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. But
you know what? No, Chambers had it way beforehand.
Let's
Sorry,
not
Chambers.
and say we did. That's kind of the same theme, but yeah, I think that's it. I'm not sure. So, I mean, that's a child saying, So I didn't live here as a child, so I missed all those parts, like little kid things.
The joy of having a chat is that they can fact check us immediately.
I know you are, but what am I? That's another one.
I'm rubber, you're glue. Yeah.
Everything you say bounces off me and sticks on you.
Yeah.
So there are some ones I do remember. That's good. All right. So any more
Sticks
stuff
and
on
stones? Sticks and stones.
Break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Words hurt.
They can hurt.
If you're a pussy, no.
I mean, yes. If you're a pussy. Yes, exactly. Sure, your wife will like that one.
Yeah.
All right. So where are we going?
All the time now. While we were talking about Pulisic there and brought up a lot of the stats of Pulisic's game, there were a couple other things that stood out this World Cup that top tens, if you will, that the U.S. managed to make. Okay.
So this is a big, just like an hour-long show of rubbing U.S. men's national team cock, is what you're telling me.
Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely this big, right? Wait. Yeah.
Got to go with the whole hand. All right.
So we have this one.
Modric and Tukameni in the top 10 of the players who won the most possession at the World Cup. All right. Look at Anthony Robinson with 40.
And somebody brought this up.
He didn't even play past the fucking.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the other teams here.
They've all
what do they have in common?
They all played like semis.
At least 1, 2, maybe 3 more games than we did. So
wow.
So Anthony,
good for you, Robinson.
That, winning those possessions back. Look at you, buddy.
If people don't realize that, I have not seen these slides, so this is news to me too.
Yeah.
Good for Anthony Robinson. And if you think Fulham are going to sell him right now, or where they are, fuck no, they're not.
It would have to be. Would you have a big fucking dollar sign?
Yeah, you're going to have to rent the biggest boat in the harbor and ship that money in to Fulham because they're not going to let go of them except for a load of cash.
David's got the comeback.
And he just gave it back half the time. I kid. He did mostly good. He did have those moments where he spazzed out. He did. That is an Anthony Robinson trait.
What? Here's probably what happened is he won the ball, he lost the ball, and then he won it right back. So it's like double padding his stats.
No, that happened. That did happen on certain occasions for sure. But here's the thing. And you don't see him much doing this with Fulham, okay? Mm-hmm. I think he was just a little too amped for the U.S. team. And when he got the ball, sometimes he just dribbled like a madman forward, and his touch was off, and the ball would go too far in front of him and straight to the defender. So there's that. And then sometimes he'd win it right back, like it'd bounce off the defender's shins, and he'd keep running. All right, Messi bypassed Bruno Fernandes by number of successful defensive line breaks. Who we got on here?
Yeah, look at that.
Ooh, look at that.
We got 2 of them. 2 of them.
Look at that shit.
No, that's more than 10. That's going to be like 15 or something like that, but still.
Yeah. Their little bars are a lot shorter than Messi's, but,
Okay, so it's 10, but there's a bunch of ties, is what it is. So we're tied. We have 2 people tied for 10th. Look at that.
I always like these graphs. It's like, look who's got the biggest, you know what, bar staff. Yeah. It's messy. He's a small dude, but
inches around, right?
He's well hung, 19 inches around. Oh, Jesus. That's more of a deformity and a hindrance than it is a blessing. Trust me.
Mm.
All right, 19 inches around. What are you, a horse? That's unnatural. All right, what else we got?
Well, I feel like we should probably jump into the next topic here.
Well, you didn't
cover USSF and Gregg going radio silent.
You didn't want to talk more about butter?
No, we have another gap in between our topics. We have another topic coming up.
As a lubricant?
Okay, let's go and talk about it right now.
Have you ever seen that movie Last Tango in Paris with Brando? It's one of his last movies.
No, I don't think I have.
Before the Sopranos, Jesus Christ. Godfather movies. But yeah, apparently the actress came out and said that she had not been prepped by the director or Brando that scene was happening. And apparently it really happened. Like he used the butter, stuck it up her butt, and then fucked her in the asshole. Yeah, on the set for the movie.
It's tough to shove a stick of butter up somebody's ass.
No, I don't think he just kind of smeared it on the butthole, on the anus, and then inside the anus or whatever.
We need to make sure we throw up like a rated R setting for our show, like it pops up or rated NC-17.
I believe that movie was not rated because
I'm talking about Derek. Come on.
No, I'm just saying it got no. That's funny you bring that up because the movie originally got an X rating, and so they put it out at unrated.
Go back and watch like some of the shows from like the late 70s and 80s, and you ask yourself, can I get away? This is like I'm trying to think of a movie that fits this, but you watch a movie and there's like it's a PG movie, and they're throwing curse words around like they're sailors, and there's like almost nudity but not quite nudity, and you're like, can we get away with that nowadays? Is a question.
Dude, when I was in 7th grade, they played the Romeo and Juliet movie with the big boobies in it, where Juliet's boobs are in the movie.
I don't remember in the play.
The guys all fucking were astonished by this, and when the teacher left the classroom for a while, like we were wound back and played it again, and all the girls were like, "Stop it! Stop doing that! Stop it! You're being gross." And we're like, we don't care. We saw boobies and we want to see them again. Has nothing to do with butter, so we can move on to the next topic. Butter is a lubricant. Ask the actress that played opposite of Brando in Last Tango in Paris. I've never used it as a lubricant. I have used olive oil once in a pinch.
Yeah.
And
fair enough.
Yeah, that's when Heather was
just
visiting, and my grandfather was there. And Heather and I stayed in the same room. And then my grandfather was like bitching.
I had a whole bottle of olive oil. What the fuck happened to it?
Yeah, he was bitching at us because he noticed that the olive oil was missing, number one. And number two, he knew because we were in the room next to him what we were doing. And then he was like, they're not even married in Germany. He said all this. They're not married. So what are they doing sleeping in the same room? And my mom said, basically, in so many words, shut the fuck up. This is my house. You got a problem with this? Go back to Germany. That's my mom, man. She could fucking lay it. She could punch you right in the fucking nose. She takes no shit. All right. And not even from her father. So there you go. And he was a grumpy motherfucker. All right. So what do we got going next? Gregg going radio silent. Oh, you got like the topics up on the screen.
Did you not hear me when you were doing the intros at the very beginning? You heard the keyboard going off like crazy? Yeah, I was making them all up on the spot.
You need to make that closer to the mic, Lee. Oh, that doesn't sound good. All right. Gregg going radio. Isn't it fucking weird? Like USSF was losing. Gregg was losing. So they just said, hey, if we open our mouths up anymore after this, we're just digging a bigger ditch. So let's just shut the fuck up.
They apparently must have gotten somebody that understands social media. Because if there's a controversy that's going on, the best way to have the controversy blow by is just don't talk about it. Don't bring it up. Don't apologize. Don't do anything. Just let it, ignore it. Pretend it never happened. And
that
guess
works
what?
for politicians.
Something else is going to come
all
up
the time.
Something else is going to come up 2 days later, and people are going to forget about it.
Yep. No, it works for politicians all the time. Just stop talking, and people will forget about it. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I'm not forgetting about it. And I know what happened, and I've logged it. And
did you read the Tim Ream quote about it? Or the
yes. Tim Ream basically said he apologized. That shit's over.
We handled it during the camp. It's over. It's a non-story. And I'm like, why can't the rest of the USSF brass follow suit with that?
Yeah, it should never have been brought up. I don't care how private you thought the fucking venue was. Yeah. But if you're talking to 196 other people and you you don't have a deal in place with the organization hosting it, that they won't post all of the fucking video and wording of the actual presenters on their website, you got to have a deal then. You got Greg, you got to sign some paper that says, okay, I want this totally quiet. But even if they didn't publish it, I still think it would have came out because someone there cared and it would have come out what he said. There's no getting around that.
100%.
So listen, I came up with two things. Either Greg is a total fucking moron, which we mentioned, and really thought this was going to be kept under wraps. So that's not a good thing to think, right, about somebody. Or he did it on purpose, which makes him a total fucking asshole, right? He knew it was going to come out, but he did it anyhow. There's that. So those are the two options, right? Is there another dimension I'm missing here? Either he knew it was going to get out or he didn't know it was going to get out. It's black and white. And either way, he's kind of a fucking dick. Or one, he's a fucking moron, and the other one, he's a fucking dick.
I honestly thought, my honest opinion here is that he looked at this. He's like, I got to come up with something. You know, this was actually a good moment in my tenure where there was a problem. No, mind you, apparently it's a problem that he created himself, but it was a problem. It got resolved. The team backed it up. We all moved on. Good work, Greg. Good.
But I agree with you that it was his own arrogance. But at the time, there is that third option, right? The third option is Greg spoke from the hip, not thinking that how serious the words were coming out of his mouth were, and obvious blowback that was going to come from it, because Greg thinks he's really smart. Again, so he thought he might be wording it in a way.
We're on the same page here, because that's exactly what I was saying. Is that
that's what I'm saying too.
This is a great moment. You know, I did a good job. You know, and he didn't think about how it was actually going to be portrayed, or if it was actually going to be portrayed. Because obviously, he was under the impression USSF came out and said, "Hey, this is supposed to be a off the record type of bullshit." But I think it was an honest mistake on his end. It was a stupid mistake.
Still makes him stupid.
Why
makes him stupid and naive?
Anything that close to the World Cup, you just exited. You're at a symposium. Why would you bring up anything from those last couple weeks at all? At all? You could have gone back to McKinney. That would have been fine. Everybody knows about that shit. Or you could have even gone back further than that and talked about your time in
Hammarby,
or you could talk about your time over at Columbus, or as an actual player itself, because I'm sure he was captain someplace.
Oh, he was. Remember who's the guy that came out? Something Joy is his name, and he said, "Yeah, I played against Greg in MLS. He was a fucking idiot." Ian Joy. Ian Joy.
What was the name of that show? He's like, yeah.
Ian Joy's like, I played against him. He would slam his head into lockers and shit. He was a fucking moron. He was a fucking gorilla, basically.
And his whole point of bringing that up, though, was about how Berhalter handled the media and how they handled all the stuff that came out. Because Berhalter was trying to do some freaking like wax on, wax off bullshit as far as like trying to, the media asked a question, no, look over here, no, look over there. And instead of just being himself and saying, hey, you know what? You know, we had an internal problem. Gio fucked up. We've got it all resolved, you know. And that would have solved all the problems because nobody could sit there and second guess it. Then you may have had some people like, hey, well, what did Gio do? What did Gio do? And like, we're not keeping that in-house. Fuck off, you know.
Yeah. I mean, he could have come out that seriously in the World Cup and said, listen, I don't like saying this about any player, but right now, Gio isn't doing everything that he needs to be ready for the World Cup and ready to get out in the field and play. And that's as far as I'm going to go. You don't need to know anymore.
Or you could just say, in that point, we addressed it as a team.
And we're addressed it as a team, and we're moving on, and so is Gio. Yeah. End of story. That's it. And you're not going to hear any more about it. So this is it. Anybody ask any more questions? I'm not answering any of those questions. The whole
passive aggressiveness of, he was injured.
Well, here's the thing. I was always told it. Jimmy said this too. Jimmy Conrad. He said, Greg's kind of a dick. He's kind of a dick to play with back in the day. He had a bad temper, and nothing was his fault. It was always the guy next to him. It was his fault. It was never Greg's fault.
You're describing his entire tenure as a coach.
Right. Kind of the point, right? I'm sorry. He hasn't really changed that much, but the point Ian Joy was making is this isn't the real Gregg Berhalter. Yeah. The real Gregg Berhalter is not a soft-spoken person. He's a jackass. But even as much as soft-spoken as Gregg is, he still comes off as a jackass. You can't win. Just being more quiet about being a jackass doesn't make you not a jackass. Mm-hmm. There you go. Mm-hmm. Seems like a two-faced butthole. So, yes, U.S. Soccer and Gregg have gone quiet. Like, I think Gio said his piece. You thought you might hear a response from somebody like Gregg saying, yeah, I kind of blew that one, and I apologize.
Again, they must have brought in somebody else that's familiar with social media, and they basically said, Gregg, go over to the corner. Go to the corner. Go to the corner.
Don't talk.
Don't say a fucking word. Yep. Get off the social medias. Don't do a goddamn thing because it'll only make things worse. Ignore it. Let it go. You might have some snide people come back later on and say, you might have some snide people coming back later and say, oh, you remember when Gregg did this? He's not a great coach. Yeah. But you know what? Just let it go. Let it go. Don't say a fucking word. It'll go by.
My problem with Gregg is just a basic lack of honesty. But I do get the sense that he lives in a very foggy world where it's a lot about manipulation. And I mean, that whole thing about changing the world, the way the world views American soccer, like that's really a foggy idea. What does that really mean? And that's kind of the world that he seems to live in idea-wise and morally. He seems to live in a foggy world. Dave Lamotte says, let me know if I pronounced your last name correctly, David. Lamotte? No, it's Lamotte, I'm guessing. Imagine Gregg actually told the whole truth at the leadership speaking thing. We had a situation with a player that I created when I told him he wasn't going to play. He didn't mention the second part, David. He really didn't. He didn't mention that. By the way, I'm shaking up an old Smoky. This is a tradition on the show in about the 50th minute. It's butter pecan flavor. It's very good. It's like drinking a fucking ice cream. It's delicious. All right. Or a milkshake. Not drinking alcohol.
I ran out of my Sprite and vodka a while ago. Now I'm just drinking the ice as it melts.
You got to come prepared, Brett.
I made a drink before, and the problem is if I bring my booze in here and I refill on the show, I have Drunk Brett episodes. And
those were fun.
Those are only good every now and then. I mean, you can't have too much of it. I mean, too much of a thing is too much, you know.
20 minutes of Drunk Brett. Bring back the Drunk Brett, says Jose.
Oh man, we demand it. We demand it.
All right. Do we have anything else? Oh yeah, we got my map.
Oh yeah. Let's pull up the map. We also have our group
Oh yeah, we got to go through that.
Predictions.
That's fucking hilariously bad.
Well, definitely didn't work out the way we expected. This was not our World Cup.
All right, Brett. This is how you fuck the Midwest. Here are the U.S. I mean, seriously, bend us over and just jam it up there. Here are the World Cup venues for 2026. Most people know this, but I like to make a point of it. Atlanta. So put a big red dot in Georgia. Dallas. Somewhere in the middle of Texas.
Maybe on the wrong side of Texas. Sorry, you Texans.
Close enough. Houston. South of Dallas. Kansas City. Between Missouri and Kansas. Seattle. There we go.
Probably a little south of that, but whatever.
San Francisco, Southern California. Los Angeles, somewhere near the same place, a little north of it. You didn't put San Francisco. Well, yep, that'll work. A little
San
south
Francisco's
of it.
north of it.
Yeah, more south. My bad. Let's see, Boston. They're in Massachusetts. I think that's Rhode Island. Massachusetts is the orange one.
There we are. Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Miami, South Florida, New York, New Jersey, the Meadowlands, practically. Philadelphia. Fuck. Philadelphia.
No, Philadelphia.
No. Over there. Yeah. That's
Hold on. Yep, I did. I realized it as I clicked it the first time.
All right.
It's actually more like right there, but
okay, that's it. Right? That's all.
Is that all of them?
That's it. It's all the venues.
Wow.
Unless I'm missing somebody, I don't think so.
They covered the coast nicely, like nice little bowl shape, and then gave one to Kansas City, huh?
Everybody from Idaho to Ohio is fucked. I mean, what is this shit? We couldn't do Nashville. We couldn't do Louisville, Cincinnati.
Cincy, yeah.
Nothing near us. Nothing. Absolutely. I got to drive to fucking Kansas
right there.
City.
Why couldn't it just go right there?
It could. I drive to fucking St. Louis, but I'm not driving to fucking Kansas City. Fuck that shit.
No,
I just think this is just
never gonna happen to Detroit. We knew Chicago was out.
Yeah, take all those away. Because you should use blue dots for that. I mean, look at that shit. It's like flyover country. As FIFA flew over with USSF, they just have big middle fingers out the fucking towards the windows. I mean, it's unbelievable. One venue for all of us.
Yeah, and fuck Colorado and everything too.
We're fucking flyover country to these fucking elitist.
Arizona
critics.
has at least LA.
What elitist fuckwads. That's all I gotta say. Fuck them.
Yeah, Chicago didn't bid because they're going through their own issues right now.
Well, that's an embarrassment to Chicago, honestly.
Yeah.
Chicago is an embarrassment. They have become one. Their whole administration is a fucking joke. But it's been a joke for a while.
No, South Dakota.
Does South Dakota have a big soccer stadium or football stadium?
They got a 1,000. Their major high school, which is probably about right here, has a 1,000 seater football stadium.
All right.
South Dakota has nothing. You kidding me?
It's not big enough, no.
Montana, no.
All right, let's go to our World Cup picks and laugh about that and how bad we did.
Let's not say that. I'm not worried about that.
As you can see, this show is an amalgamation of different.
Whoa! I gotta get that off. I don't want anybody to see my search history.
You're gonna get that off, huh?
Yeah. World Cup group stage. I'd like to actually pull up the
actual results.
We can talk about those as we go through them real quick.
Oh, by the way, I do have to mention while you're doing this, has anybody anywhere disagreed with my reporting on the Wasserman Agency being the leak of the players saying that Greg has a respect issue going forward. Nobody has.
Yeah, nobody has. Yeah.
But I didn't put it on the Twitterverse yet.
Oh, I need to put.
You did?
I posted the video on Twitter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's out there.
No complaints from anybody. One guy, I didn't mention Casey Wasserman's name, but one guy wrote me and said, "Yeah, Casey Wasserman, he's the dude, and I know him, and you bet he's saying some shit." Okay, I don't know who that guy is, but he knew Casey, so maybe he knows something. But I'm getting this on 99.9% confirmation. It was the Wasserman agency who put out all the releases about players. Shot every time, Brett laughs when reading someone's chat.
That better become canon, guys. I want that game played every week. You guys would be so fucked.
Oh, by the way, if anybody has a personal question, I just want to let you know, Brett and I do take personal questions as well on this show. Probably not tonight. I don't know how much time we have left, but usually we do. So if you actually have a personal problem, you come on the show and say, my girlfriend said this, and what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, we definitely did. We definitely did that a couple of shows before, and
at least a dozen times we've given advice on this show. So if you want two old curmudgeons to give you some advice who've been around the block, and when I say you've been around the block, I ain't shitting you. I've been around the block. Brett's married, so that's around the block too. All right. I just splashed some old Smoky on my laptop.
That's a great way to handle your work computer there, Derek. Good job. Good job.
It looks like
hopefully nobody from your job actually religiously watches us. Derek comes in with this busted ass computer going, I have no idea what happened to it.
They're replacing, after all this time, they're going to give me, so they figured out they couldn't use me as a contract worker any longer because it was against the law. I shouldn't say that. Not against the law. It just wasn't working out mathematically. So now I'm moving to an actual different, I think it's a W-4 kind of worker, whatever. No longer a contract worker for them. All right. That's good. I love this. I love them, by the way. I love them. So do whatever you got to do to keep me on board. All right. So this is what we said
8 months ago. Derek and I sat down on one of these live streams and came up with a group by group who we thought was going to win each match. We even had a couple of coin flips in there because we're like, who the fuck would know, you know?
Yep. This is one of them.
So now the thing is there was definitely a result in here somewhere because I think you and I, and there was actually a breakdown of you, me, and like 4 other content creators out there of who picked who for like the knockout group. So you can at least see, whether or not Senegal finished first or Netherlands finished first. So I think there was a coin flip somewhere in this one.
There was. I think it was the very first game. So, yeah, we didn't get this right. Netherlands finished first. Senegal finished second. But, that's not too far off. So it's not a big deal.
The only big difference here, I guess, would be is the number of points the Dutch got. They got 7 points, and Senegal got 6 points.
Yep.
So,
it's
a bit different. But yeah, so going off of the first matches here, Netherlands beat Senegal 2-0. Obviously, Ecuador beat Qatar 2-0.
But we gave Qatar a win, which they didn't get.
No. And in fact, they're flip-flopped here.
Yep. Qatar, one of the first since South Africa not to get out of group stage as a host. And we told you that they were going to have a rough time. We really did before we made this silly prediction.
We just really didn't rate Ecuador, apparently.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we gave too much credit for being a home team. I don't know. Let's do B.
Yeah.
That's how it worked out.
Placement-wise, yes. Definitely not result-wise.
Because we fantasized Wales to be the 4th team when we did this.
We did. And we did not look at this though. USA versus Wales 1-0. What is that? What's the difference there?
Yeah.
One Walker Zimmerman. That's what we're missing there.
Yep. And then we had England 1-0. That turned out to be 0-0.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had us beating Iran 1-0.
I mean, we had this group pretty fucking spot on.
Yeah. We knew it would be low scoring in most of the games. So, boom.
Point-wise, I'm not too far off outside of the England tying us. And we obviously didn't beat Wales, but
look at our goal difference.
Mm-hmm.
We scored 2, 1 goal against. I think that is what we gave up, 1 goal.
Mm-hmm.
And we only scored 2 in the group stage. That's it.
Fucking Nostradamus there.
God damn, we're good. All right. Group C. Okay. Yeah, that's what happened. So we got this one right too.
I mean, again, point wise is different, of course, but yes, locations I think pretty spot on.
Yeah. But it's the first and second that we got right. Or did Poland finish first? I thought Argentina ended up finishing first anyhow.
Hold on.
At 2-0-1.
Oh, I need standings. Argentina and Poland.
Mm-hmm.
So we had this right. Actually, spot on outside of the points. But yeah, spot on.
Excellent. God damn, we're not doing that bad. I thought we were going to do horrible. So far,
I mean, individual results we did poorly, but that's a shot in the fucking dark there.
Yeah, this is not easy.
This one we fucked up on.
Yep,
we fucked up royal on this one.
Who was the to be determined team?
To be determined was Australia, who ended up getting second place.
Yeah,
Denmark got lowly fourth.
Yeah. God, Denmark was a lot worse than all of us thought. But at least we didn't have them winning the tournament like some people. That I won't
they were the dark horses, though, Derek. Come on.
And next.
Whoops.
Oh.
Whoops. This one, oddly enough, though, with Germany being listed as first with 9 points, obviously was a fuck up. They weren't too far off of actually qualifying.
Yeah, but they couldn't score.
They couldn't.
We gave them 5 goals. They would have been happy with 2.
Actually, they had 6 goals scored.
Yeah, but that was all in one game for the most part, from what I remember.
Fair enough.
So who was the TBD team?
Costa Rica.
Okay. So Japan and Spain got out.
We did not rate Japan in this at all.
Yeah,
Japan got first. In fact, that was a big fuck up.
Yeah, it was Spain, Japan. Spain, Japan. Yeah, we blew that one. All right, so yeah, we fucked that group up.
Whoops.
Wow, we fucked this group up too.
Not terribly. We just flip flopped Morocco and Belgium more or less.
Belgium.
I guess Canada got the last place, but
yeah, Canada was last. So Morocco flips. Yeah. Wow.
Well, we fucked Morocco. I think we may have been going off of the Morocco friendly.
We did.
We
were
how we really rated them.
Yeah, we were using the Morocco friendly, but of course
they went out and changed their coach though. So I mean,
and they got the players.
Not have predicted that.
They got the good players who wouldn't play for that old coach. So you got Ziyech coming back, Hakimi. I mean. Because I don't think those 2 guys like the old coach. So they made a right move.
Actually said Marty, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We were right here.
Yeah, we got that one right. Brazil, Switzerland.
I mean, obviously Serbia and Cameroon were flip-flopped here.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter though. It's only the top 2 that make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got it right.
So, right, we're not doing too bad.
We're not doing as bad as I thought. What? Portugal got through.
Yeah, Uruguay got through.
But is that the order? Is that the correct order?
No, Portugal got first. And Uruguay.
Okay.
Uruguay didn't go through. South Korea did. My bad. My bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we blew that one too then.
Whoops.
I mean, I'm really surprised Uruguay didn't get through that group, honestly.
Obviously, this is just the group. I can't go back. I mean, I guess I could pull up the bracket and take
a look. We fucked up so many things that, like, this is a total disaster. Uruguay's out. Belgium's out.
Germany, Denmark.
Out. Yep.
That's about it.
That's 6 teams we fucked
Yeah.
up. I don't think a lot of people had it better than we did, though.
Yeah.
I think most of us got fucked.
It wasn't our best prediction. I mean, it wasn't our 2010 prediction.
Right. Right. So do we want to take some Twitters before we check out tonight?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good on the timing. Look at us.
For once. Has anybody texted about them using Hello Mood and how good it was or not good? Hello Mood. Anybody use that? It's a fairly new company.
I didn't see it in the chat, and I have not looked on the Twitters.
All right. Jose, replying to Straight Red Car, Boomer Richie, and YouTube, me when Boomer Richie joined Twitter. Well, hopefully I don't disappoint.
Here's a photo, Christ.
Holy Jesus. I've never seen this photo before.
Apparently Jose got excited. Woo! Jose felt like he just scored 3 goals in the finals. Woo!
I've made 4 tweets so far. I'll work on it.
Man.
I'll work on it. I'll do more. Buster Hyman. Can we agree that Eric Ronaldo wasn't lying about Gio being ordered to fake an injury? I don't know if he was. Here's what happened, as I understand it now. Greg was trying to protect the fact from the press that Reyna wasn't playing because of Reyna's attitude. And so then he made up a lie about him having an injury, which Reyna refuted in a later interview, which put Greg in a bad spot because he thought he was protecting Reyna. And he's like, oh, fuck. Reyna did not get the fucking message here. And then that cover, people are saying that cover is a good thing. And as you were pointing out earlier, Brett, it's not a good thing ever to lie. Just tell the truth. Or you don't have to tell the whole truth, but a part of the truth. Right now, Reyna's not ready to play.
All the lies are going to come out. And I always bring up when we talked about this. I brought this up when it came out. There's a scene in the second to last episode of the first season of Ted Lasso, where basically he tells Roy he's not going to start the final match of the season, and he's like, hey, I could just tell the media that you're injured, and Roy's like, yeah, that would help me when I actually look for a team that wants to play me, But yeah, I mean that may have been the mentality. Maybe he watched Ted Lasso just before the World Cup. He's like, hey, I'm going to just tell them that you're injured, so that way we don't have to talk about all the rigmarole that's gone under here.
Well, that's what Greg did with our good German friend Brooks.
He came up with every excuse under the sun with Brooks, man. That's just because that carried over across of like a 5-month window. And
Brooks played along with it the first time.
The first one was, I got back spasms.
Yeah. Total lie, by the way. Did not have back spasms. Was fully ready to play. I know he had to walk it back, but Claudio may have forced him to. Yeah, I think the situation was getting so bad that USSF, somebody from USSF, even Greg himself probably said, hey, you're fucking shit up. You're making a lot out of nothing. And if you don't back off, Claudio's not playing at all.
Taking the timetable into consideration here, they at that point, by the time he came out and said, hey, I was 100% fine. Greg doesn't have to give me an excuse why he doesn't play me. At that point, I believe, is when the apologies all came out and everything was sort of like handled within house.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you have external forces out of the house bringing in more drama to it. And then I'm not saying that what Ronaldo mentioned was drama, and it was in fact more or less what was done. But I think at that point they thought to themselves, this is all handled. We're done.
Well, in some ways it was until the speech.
Yeah.
So they probably led to some more problems in that camp. That probably led to some more problems. Yes. I mean, we've heard about Gio's mom getting an argument with some other mother, and we've heard of arguments on roofs. We've heard of all kinds of weird shit. Can't confirm most of it, but we do know there was an issue there. Jose says, Here's a topic for the stream. Am I wrong? I guess is what he meant to say.
Yeah.
For questioning people who think the MLS is on the level of the Brazilian League and Argentina League. Stats aren't everything. Just watch and you can see the difference in quality. Maybe it's just me. No, I mean, I think generally Brazil and Argentine leagues are still probably a bit better than MLS, but it's closer now than it's ever been. It's just that the top leagues and top teams in Brazil are going to be really good. And same thing in Argentina. Whereas our top teams just got good enough to beat the Mexican top team, even though Mexican teams have done rather well in South American tournaments over the years. It's really hard to kind of say right now because we are in a transition where MLS is getting better, younger, and they're going to South America and they're stealing their young, good players. They're buying them. So if that continues at some point, I think MLS will be better.
What's do you know what SPI is created off of? Like, what's the aggregate? Sorry, you're not gonna be able to read this at all. I'll read it for you here.
I can't.
But basically, the point is that here's like the top 22 leagues, and Major League happens to be above the Argentinian league because we have a higher SPI average. I just don't know what SPI is created or based off of.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stats, and they're all about how certain teams play against other teams outside of their league and tournaments. So, yeah, I don't know. And I don't know how valid that is. Because listen, U.S. teams don't play in South American tournaments. So they got to base the American rankings and ratings statistically off of how they fare against Mexican clubs, because Mexican clubs also play in the South American tournaments. So it's a weird way of doing math. But where is the Mexican league rated, Brett, on this? Can you see?
9th right here.
Ahead of Argentina.
Yeah.
I think it may be the case, as it is sometimes.
Look
Argentina
at 17. Look at 17, the Scottish Premiership.
Yeah. Again, I was just about to say, it's a case where in Argentina you have Boca Juniors and the traditional heavy hitters at the top, and it gets really bad as it heads down to the bottom. That's certainly the case in the Scottish Premier League, where it's very top heavy. So I don't know how they do these ratings that in a way that makes sense. That's fair. So I can't comment on it. I know it's a complex system because I've read about it before. It's very complex. But listen, all the complexity, all the different turns and twists you put in, what are the machinations of that rating system, are human-based. And humans are faulty. So I don't care how statistically you're trying to make it look like a computer did it. You're still inputting the qualifications for scoring points in this system. So it's still human-based, and it's still then subjective and not objective.
Yeah.
All right. It's got to be. Is that not?
It's going. Jose said it's going around Twitter, man.
God damn.
Rock hard scored a third one, tie up the World Cup. Like, fuck yeah, motherfucker.
That's got to be like the wind blowing up and his nuts are hitting his fucking stomach or something. I don't know, dude. He's got a long sack. I don't know. Something's not right there. All right. Can we agree that? Okay, we did that. So stars are aligning for Pulisic to go to Man U, aren't they? Just no Yanks to Inter or Juve, please. Milan fan in me talking.
Well, no Yanks going to go to Juve at this point because they're likely to get relegated to Serie B at this.
Yeah, they're in deep shit.
Juve could go actually out and purchase some of the Americans on a Serie B team that's going to get relegated here shortly.
Oh, what? And become Venezia?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Tessman scored a great goal for Venezia over the weekend, and they won a game for the first time in a while. And I don't think they're in relegation anymore in Serie B.
They're definitely not going to get promoted, but
It was really weird watching because Busio and Tessman were on the field at the same time. Tessman took the free kick from about 6 yards outside of the box.
Strange.
It was a ripper, dude. A fucking ripper around the right side of the wall and in the upper right-hand corner. Fucking awesome. I didn't even know Tessman had that skill. So I was freaked out about it.
Joke about being relegated, I guess.
They're out of the relegation zone. Thank you very much, Brett.
I just assumed that they lost today, so
not today. This weekend.
I mean, it's safe. It would have been a safe bet. I mean, if bet online,
they've been horrible all season.
Do you want to put money on Venezia losing the match or winning the match? I'm going to go with losing, of course.
They've looked like a Serie C team all season long. So maybe they're getting their shit together as the shit is hitting the fan. Because they got to, because none of those guys want to play in Serie C. Has Derek already forgotten his password? I saved it, so I hope I don't forget it. I don't know what it is.
Unless Derek's changed it, I know what his password is.
It's on my phone because Brett sent it to me, not Brent. Now you're Brent.
Again, having worked at a call center before, I answer just about anything. I mean, one time I literally had someone's like, hey, thanks for calling so-and-so. My name is Brett. How can I help you? Okay, Greg, listen here. I'm like,
I call you Greg.
I'll go with
I've
Greg.
called you Greg several times. Greg.
It was you. You're on the phone.
It was probably me. His password is the formula to KY jelly. Could be, but that's a really long password if you've seen all the chemicals in that shit. So
it's not just a canister of spit. Is that what you're saying?
Now that KY is not our sponsor anymore, I have to come out with a few things. One of it is that water-based lubricants, they wear out, they run out too fast. Like they're not slippery long enough. And then you got to take a break and then you got to put it on again. I know because I've used
sometimes you got to work on her to get the natural fluids running too, No,
I get that part. But, okay. In particular in college, I dated a very small woman at one point. And I'm not a small man. And lubricants were always something that you had to use. But I just find that KY works for about 10 minutes. And then you got to reapply it. So, I don't know. But, hey. Thank you for your sponsorship, KY. We appreciated it. Jose Lopez. Nah, you're breaking my heart. I bought 10 tons of jelly.
And if you sponsor us again, we'll talk about how great it was again.
I do believe they have a longer lasting version of that. You'll have to go to the men's section in your local Myers or Walmart and just check it out. But there are different versions. But I still prefer. No, I'm not getting my preferences. KY is what I prefer. I'm a good company man. All right. Welcome to Twitter, Derek. What do you guys think about the final? Best World Cup final ever? I loved it. One of the best soccer games ever? One of the best finals for sure. That ass cheek onside call was hilarious. This was a very, very right call. So tight you might need KY.
I hate that fucking technology now.
Yeah. That ass cheek onside call was hilarious. Yes. Because we talked about it. We talked about your other extraneous.
I mean, I guess you can use your ass as a goal scoring body part.
It should be your feet. That's how this should be decided. Where are your feet when the ball is kicked? That determines whether you're offsides or not. Not a body part. Not if Mbappe's got an erection and his dick is sticking out offsides. That should not count. All right? And as far as I understand, that would count because the torso is considered a body part and the penis is a part of the torso. So if he had an erection and was running and his dick was offsides, they'd have to call him offsides. I think that's ridiculous. The question is, where are his feet? That should be how it should be measured. But I don't work FIFA or run FIFA. Well, I do work them, but I don't run them. So they do whatever they do. Clown Halter, are they gonna let him leave Qatar? I'm sure this didn't go over well. I love the Sheik staring at it. It's like, what are you doing? This is not acceptable here. Did you see it live?
No. My son had a game during that time period. So there were a bunch of people watching the game, huddled around one TV at the indoor complex. And I'm sitting there watching Jackson play against the game, and you hear, "Oh!" Like, pull up my phone, like, what happened? Okay. Oh, it was just a goalkeeper made a save.
Fair enough. It was a great game. I loved it, but I don't know what this is. I don't know how.
I think the Sheik is looking at that, going, if I start this long enough, I might get put down.
Is that the trophy?
It's the Golden Glove, isn't it?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's gotta be the Golden Glove.
I mean, it's a little high for his cock and balls, so it's kind of on his lower stomach, maybe.
Just south of his belly button.
Yeah, but not quite all the way down there. So maybe that's not what he meant.
Maybe he's manscaped himself that way.
I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know if I find this offensive in any way. It's near the cock and ball region. How long? The question is that how long did he hold it there?
I'm just like, this is what he's going to be remembered for this World Cup. I mean, like, oh, you remember him playing in the World Cup? No, but I remember his celebration at the end when he got the Golden Glove.
A question is, how long did he hold it there? How many seconds is acceptable?
3 minutes
before it becomes blasphemous. Like, if he held it there for like 10 seconds and then waggled it and did a jerk-off motion on it, yeah, that's probably a problem.
Yeah.
But if he was just slowly raising it, right, up to his head, and he started down here to raise it up to his head and put it up, then it's there for a millisecond, and this should not be an issue.
Yeah, but what's this face?
He's getting off.
Yeah!
Whether it was there for a millisecond or longer, he's excited. All right.
This is the Billy Madison. Happy Gilmore. This is the Happy Gilmore, and then I was a goalkeeper moment.
Yeah, I guess so. Chris Gary, Derek's favorite topic: transfer rumors. Pulisic needs to leave. Best for both parties. If he has to stay in the Prem, I'd like to see Newcastle. Hey, man, you must have watched the show, or maybe even Leicester. I'd take Leicester too. I like Leicester, but I'd rather him leave England altogether. AC Milan. I don't know. I'd love to get more out of my Paramount subscription. That's true. But
hey, we might not need the Paramount subscription anymore whenever West ends up leaving, though.
That's true.
I guess you still have tested AC Milan, though. So,
I'm not really into Italian football or Calcio. I don't watch a lot of, except for Juventus games, I don't watch a lot of Italian soccer. And when I do, it's been in the Champions League, and I've not been that impressed, frankly. Not in the last 10 years. I haven't been.
No, Paramount also, Chris brings
8 years?
They also carry the Champions League, though. So,
no, that's true. So,
good.
Got to get your giggles from that.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got? 11 Yanks. So this is Pete. Boomer Richie joining Twitter might be bigger news than GeoGate. 11 Yanks got any insider info on the coach hiring situation? GTD, get the dog. He forgot his password. What does that mean, GTD?
God the damn it? I don't know.
I don't know. Jesus, I don't know what that is. Got Testy's dog. Fred Baker, watching that final peruse that we need clinical and technical players in our rosters. Leggett is very technical. Oh, no. No, Brett, we are not doing fucking Fred Baker. No.
Okay, we'll move on.
I'm not doing Fred.
We'll move on. Let's just see if there's anything last populating here. We covered that. Okay.
We are done in an hour and 24. Which is, this show was originally going to be an hour-long show every night, but it's never been an hour.
Well, I mean, and Derek can't do the 2-hour shows every Monday and Thursday because he's got bath nights. So
yeah. Oh, by the way, have you seen? I do have bath nights.
Little bath bombs.
Have you seen Sergeant's girlfriend? By the way, his wife.
I have not.
smoking. And guess what?
Fucking Ginger Ninja, I swear.
They were boyfriend and girlfriend in high school. This
What?
is a high school.
I thought this was somebody met in Germany.
No.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I researched it today.
She played the long game. Like, he's pretty good at this sport. Maybe he'll be a professional.
Yeah, I think she did, because I mean, the levels they're on are quite different. But
all right, now you have me wondering. Hold on.
She's a cutie, dude.
Sergeant White.
She's a hottie. You know, if I were only younger, I'd have no chance.
Okay.
Oh, I did want to record. I liked the guy last time he played the video.
Just making sure there's nothing. Make sure there's nothing on here that shouldn't be shown. But that's her.
That's her. She's a cute chick.
Well played.
Yeah, well done, Josh. I do like. I want to mention one more thing. The guy who
she played soccer well, apparently.
Yep, the guy who posted and said, "Hey, man, your music doesn't actually suck." Wow.
Thanks, man.
I just have to say I've been doing music a lot longer than I've been doing soccer, and that is saying something. I've been playing in bands since I was 19 years old, 20 years old, and I didn't start writing soccer artists until I was in my late 20s. So a lot more music in my life than even soccer. So that's why it doesn't suck, at least to some. It might suck to some still. So musician before this job, which isn't a job. Really, this is what we do, you know, get our gags. All right.
That's why my hands are always below camera angle, you know?
Because you're actually doing some.
Yeah.
All right. Until the next time.
The key is not move the shoulder.
I just want to thank all of you that continue to come out. Hopefully, we'll have some interesting topics for the next show, but continue to send us your ideas for show topics. We're going to power through this until we get to, I guess we'll do another show. We'll talk about the people who are likely to be at not Gregg's camp in January. Hope it's not Gregg. But I told Brett when he said, hey, maybe we should talk about this today. And I was like, I don't know what
January camp? Yeah.
I said, well, we got to talk about the chicken soup camp. I don't want to talk about chicken soup camp. Snore. But we will talk about it because, you know, there are some things, good things that could come out of that, depending on who the manager is. So anyhow, until the next time on the Straight Red Card, stay out of trouble. Wipe your ass well. And use KY, but understand you're going to probably have to reapply it in about 5 minutes. See ya.
You're gonna do her. Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me.